Good evening and welcome to Monroe on the Record. I'm Tom Boozy, Monroe's first selectman, and with me tonight we have Ed DeFeo, who's chairman of our Economic Development Commission, and Susan Muro, who is the market master for our new farmers market. And I'm very glad to have them both here. They're two really solid, upstanding volunteers, and I think exhibit the best of what Monroe citizens do for the town and to help improve the quality of life in Monroe. I'm going to start first with Ed. We're going to talk a little bit about the Economic Development Commission, maybe a macro look at what they're doing, and then focus in on Susan's project, which is kind of the micro look at how we're trying to actualize economic development and healthy habits in Monroe. So Ed, tell me a little bit about the Economic Development Commission's focus. What have you been working on? What do you think is the plan as you see it unfold now with your commission?
Sure. Well, the overall plan is to, as always, is to attract and retain the appropriate mix of business in the town of Monroe, increase the tax base, attract employment, and the challenge is to do all this while retaining the town's rural character. This year, myself with our fellow commissioners have developed a four-tier approach to kind of tackle those objectives. Specifically, develop inventory assessment, so that potential business owners can see what's available in terms of space in the town of Monroe. Feedback forums. We want to try to reach out this year for the first time and get feedback from business owners and commercial property owners in Monroe and get a feel for what it is that they're looking for and what they need, so we can come back to you in the town and express that to you on their behalf. Increase our external visibility. In the past, people really didn't know, or they weren't aware of what economic development does or what we're all about. So we're trying to make ourselves a little more visible in town so people know we're there in the first place. And also to work more on internal coordination, to make the whole process smoother internally within Town Hall.
That's good. Now, when you start to look at these issues, what are some of the measures that you are looking at to help ensure that there's a healthy business community in Monroe? What are the kind of things that you think are really important that the town and the town's elected officials can do to help you along?
Well, one very specific thing that we're going to implement for the first time is that inventory of available space in Monroe. We've never had one source where we can access that information for potential business owners in Monroe. So the idea is to have a link on a new updated website where someone can just link onto that and see what kind of space is available, square footage, where it's listed, and where it's located. We feel that by having that important piece of information at everyone's access, that's one step in the right direction and one important thing that we can do for people.
What's been the response? I know you network, you're in the Chamber of Commerce, you've got some other networking groups that you're involved in. What's been the response from business owners to this approach that we're taking?
Well, I'm happy to say that the response has been very, very positive. In the past, people really, again, didn't know what we're all about or what we do. The commission is set up, we're all volunteers, but we're volunteers because we love the town that we live in, we care about Monroe, and we want to do something to try to put back into the community. So the response has been positive. People know why we're there, and everyone's looking forward to some new changes, into some new live action from the commission.
I'd be remiss if I didn't talk to you a little bit, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if I didn't talk to you a little bit about the economic situation in Monroe, how it compares, you think, relative to Fairfield County and maybe even the rest of the country per se. There's a lot of discussion going on nowadays about the economy, how that's impacting businesses. I know you're a business owner in town too, so what's your take on that, and what do you think the Commission's take on that is?
Well, we're well aware of the challenges the economy is facing right now, which we all are. Certain items like electricity, gas, oil, obviously they're more expensive than they have been in the past, and that's affecting everyone. So things are tighter for everyone across the board. What we want to try to do is, ease the burden for potential business owners in Monroe. Go to them, get their feedback, meet them face to face for the first time, not just over the phone, but physically reach out to them, sit down and meet with them, and see how we can help, or at least get their feedback, ask them what they want, and then come back to you and let you know the feedback that we're getting.
That's good. It's good to know, because when I go into restaurants in Monroe, or I go to any place, it still looks as though it's still a pretty vibrant economy in town, and it's good to know that you guys are working on things that are going to help keep that going.
Yeah, there are some unique challenges in Monroe. We have some things that other towns don't have. There's some things that we're lacking that other towns have. I know you've been working on that. For instance, the sewer issue has been ongoing for many, many years now. If something can be done on that end, that potentially could increase the tax base in Monroe if something like that can be worked out.
Yeah, we've been taking a look at that, and there is, I think, more interest on the part of our neighbors that we need to get permission from to work with us, but that's still a long road to hoe. But we're focused on it, and we're trying to get some things done along that way. Where do you see the relationship between economic development and town going in the future? How do you size that up?
Yeah, going forward in the future, I'm hopeful that it's going to be a more synergistic relationship. In the past, the relationship wasn't that strong when really it should be. It should be a very close relationship. They should go hand in hand, quite frankly. So, you've been good to work with economic development, and we've reached out to you as well. We also want to reach out to the local Chamber of Commerce and try to further develop that relationship. If we all pull together and work together as a team, we'll be much more effective.
And you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce, and I know you're an active member in there. Yes. How do you see that relationship also? Just a little bit more focused in on the Chamber and your organization, because obviously the Chamber represents a lot of businesses in Monroe.
Yeah, honestly, my take on it is that in the past, I saw the relationship really wasn't that close. I wouldn't say adversarial, but the relationship really wasn't there that should have been. I, as a member of both the Economic Development Commission and Chamber of Commerce, I'm already a member of both. So I was, in a unique position to really kind of try to bring the two closer together, and it's been very, very positive. Both sides are looking forward to working closely together on a couple of different projects.
And relative to other issues in town that impact economic development, if you could think of, if you had a magic wand kind of thing, what would you like to see happen tomorrow for economic development in Monroe? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but it's kind of an interesting question. People always ask me to fix things all the time.
Yeah, I would say attracting the right kind of business in Monroe, the kind of business that will have a smaller impact environmentally on the town, leave a smaller carbon footprint, help us retain the rural character of Monroe, while increasing the tax base. Something that's going to attract, some employment, but we don't want to overburden the town in the roads. We want to keep the character while maintaining the tax base. I know that's a challenge, but we're all working toward that.
Yeah, it is.